Hey guys. I'm not sure if I'm live, if someone can tell me if I'm live or not. Let me know. Whoa. Gonna go on the video on YouTube and see. Okay. Okay, Lau said I'm live. Right. Hey guys. I feel like I'm sorry for the inconsistency in general. I really don't want to make excuses for it because 2020 has been very inconsistent. 2019 was also, half of it was consistent, half of it was inconsistent. And that's due to a number of reasons, but yeah. But I'm hopping on because I have received some emails lately from different people about like not reading comments and things like that. Or, I'm really bad at responding to a lot of emails, but I don't think I read every single comment, but I read almost all of the comments and I try to respond to every single comment. But yeah, it's been challenging. I mean, I've talked about this. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but YouTube is not I love YouTube, but it's not an easy platform for sure. By the way, Charlie Snow, I'm not depressed. I mean, I do have clinical depression, but I'm not like feeling depressed or anything. My mom actually, which I might talk about more, I very well could have COVID right now. My mom, we have determined that she probably has COVID. She's been sick for the last week, and I just got like an oxygen proximeter. I'm not sure. My dad told me to get it. So I do live with my mom, and my mom, I'm almost 100% sure, probably has COVID. And if I don't have COVID, I would be very surprised because I have interacted with her. I've been closer than 6 feet. And so I probably am asymptomatic. I'm not sure 100%, but she's not feeling very well right now. Hence why Henry's upstairs. Fleur is currently on my bed right now. But yeah, it's very weird having people watch, I don't know. I feel like a lot of you guys, and I'm not saying everybody, but I would say people that are maybe more familiar with my channel have watched a good amount of videos and they feel like maybe some type of closeness to me. And I know what that feels like because there are a lot of YouTubers that I've been watching. I mean, when I subscribe to a channel, unless something severe happens, I will watch them. I mean, not religiously, but I do watch people very consistently, like for years upon years. There's YouTubers that I've been watching for like almost since the platform started. And that's just the kind of watcher I am, even though I'm not really big on commenting on videos. But that being said, I think a lot of people, which I know my channel is still like fairly small, I think some of you guys may have started watching my channel and you feel close to me, and I wish that I could meet everyone. And I don't want to promise anything, but I do want to bring the interviews back. I think what I'm thinking, and again, I hate don't like talking about it because I feel like I always disappoint people by talking about things and then not actually doing it because of different things. But I've thought about bringing back the My Type of Shit podcast and just doing it on my own. And maybe even doing like an interview format on there, because I don't think I want to do interviews on this channel anymore. But maybe doing it on that podcast. I do really miss talking to people, and especially in 2020, personally, and I mean, I'm going to read the comments in a second, but I mean, basically since March, right when the pandemic really started, I've hung out with people, maybe I could probably count it on my 10 fingers how many times I've actually hung out with friends this whole year. I've been basically by myself this whole time. I was in a relationship that ended in March. So other than that, it's been, yeah, I mean, up until that point, yeah, been pretty, not really been able to see friends and family and stuff. And my sister does live in Japan, so she's not able to come to Christmas. And because my mom probably has COVID, like I'm almost 99.9% sure that my mom has COVID, and I'm probably asymptomatic. We won't be able to see anybody during the holidays, which is fine. I'm used to not seeing people, but it is kind of sad. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is I really hate letting people down on this channel, and I always say this, I don't want to cry. I don't think I am going to cry, but I don't like letting people down, and I feel like I've let a lot of people down on this channel because I love YouTube and I love making videos, but I find it kind of difficult making videos on YouTube now because I feel like there's like an expectation. And it's not like I think, oh, I'm going to get like a ton of views. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like I don't want to let people down more than I have. And yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm fine. I actually got a job where I'm working remotely. So I do work kind of weird hours, but I am working remotely. I'm not leaving the house, hence why I wasn't the one that got COVID, but yeah, potentially my mom. Okay, sorry. Okay. Ryan Harrison, hello. Paul Donaldson, see you loud and clear. Good. And again, Charlie Snow, I'm not depressed. I know I look kind of whatever. I feel fine, but again, I would be very shocked if I do not have COVID, because my mom has it. And I literally live with her and I've interacted with her. But I might be like my dad, who does work in the emergency room, and he has never gotten COVID. I may just have that kind of immunity. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's even a thing. Yeah, pulse oximeter. Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, I had to get one for my mom. That's what my dad recommended. So, he told me if her oxygen gets to like 92 or 93, that's when I should probably take her to the emergency room, because lower than that is not good. This is a fun fact about me. I see that Lau said make sure to take vitamin D. I actually eat an orange a day. I really like navel oranges, and I have a knack for getting them. But yeah, I gave my mom actually a half of an orange because she's not really feeling very hungry. G, hey, are you still in Georgia? So how's canvassing and Senate runoff? I'm not in Georgia. I actually have not. I technically, I mean, I plan on potentially going back to Georgia. I'm not sure. I was actually furloughed from that job because of COVID. I probably could go back and work there again. But I actually have not lived in Georgia for a good amount of time. But yes. Oh, Taylor, flow state. Don't let them put her on a ventilator. I mean, yeah, I know. Like I said, so I don't know. I've said this before. My stepmom, well, and my dad don't really want me to talk too much about like my dad specifically, just because of like legal things and stuff. But he has been an ER doc for over 30 something years. So I get a lot of information about COVID from him. And he's told me what to do and stuff. And there's not much you can do when someone has COVID other than my dad told me to give her a Tylenol or 2 Tylenols every 6 hours. And I got the pulse oximeter for her to like measure her oxygen. But yeah. Right now her oxygen is about 94 to 96, which isn't too bad. 95 is kind of like okay levels. I tested it out before I did it on her and I had like 99 or 100. But yeah, I think we just have to be careful. Hello there. So sorry to hear that. I wish the best for health of your family. Yeah, it's funny because I mean I know some people think that COVID is not real. And for people that don't believe that, I do not really have much to say about those people. For people like myself, so I very well, like I said, could have COVID right now and I'm just asymptomatic. Luckily, I'm pretty much a hermit this year and I go out maybe to a coffee shop. That's it. I've had very little social interactions this year. I go to the grocery store. That's about it. My mom actually has been more social than me, and I think that's why she got COVID. She hasn't been super social, but way more than I have because I basically don't leave the house. And yeah, so, and partly why that is I know that I'll be pretty much fine because I don't have any underlying conditions. And most people in my age range, if they get COVID, they're not going to get like really that sick. Maybe they lose their taste and maybe they wouldn't feel well. But my mom is getting up to that like range where she's heading into that. I forget what the threshold is. It's like kind of in your towards your 60s. My dad is actually 65 and he works in the ER directly with COVID patients, and it's amazing that he has never gone COVID. But he's definitely in that range and it's just kind of scary, and I just really don't want, like, my grandmother was supposed to come for Christmas and my dad told me to tell my grandmother that she shouldn't come because I don't know, it's just kind of sad. And I know that a lot of people have a similar story, so I don't want to like say I have it like super hard because I don't, compared to some people. But it is kind of sad this year. It does feel like, even though I am an introvert, just like a lot of us right here, I actually want to make a video about this, but like being lonely as an introvert. I typically can entertain myself and I don't have to be like with people all the time, but it does get lonely. Um, I do really miss hanging out with friends and stuff in person. And yeah, I've been basically mostly hanging out with Fleur. Fleur just stays in my room the whole day while I'm working. She's been pretty attached to me. She just goes to the bathroom outside. My cat does not use a cat litter box. She uses the restroom outside, and then she'll come in, even though we do have a cat litter box, but that's kind of rant. Anyways, sorry. Okay. Thank you. Nifa Estrada 52. Sorry if I'm bad at pronouncing things. I've said this before. I am dyslexic, so I have a problem reading things or just being articulate in general. I can read it in my head, but it's hard for me to read it out loud. It's okay. You should take your time and not force yourself. If you don't feel good, I'm sure people will understand. I feel fine. I feel good, actually. I feel good. It's really, I don't know. I guess I just have to it's like I have to trick my mind as far as, and I hate I don't know. I know you guys might be sick of hearing this. Henry, do you want to go back on the bed? Go back. Ah. Okay. I don't I don't know. I mean, I love YouTube. It's just like more, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like, I don't know. Like, it's a weird contradiction that I face anytime I create something, because I do really want to share things with people. And I think there's a value in having someone that has had a very introverted, seclusive or reclusive and reclusive experience in life, and someone that's been severely bullied when they're younger and had a lot of issues with public speaking and stuff. So there's that side of me that really wants to make videos, and that's the only reason I'm even able to do live videos, because when I was 10 years ago, I would not be able to do this whatsoever. And just share my experiences. But then there's the other side of me that really doesn't like a lot of attention. And I think when you put stuff on the internet, a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is always the case. I found it, okay, this is a side note, but I think it's kind of interesting, and I might make a video if you guys find it interesting, or maybe I'll just make it just because I want to. But I'm a huge fan of the H3 podcast, and just H3H3, which a lot of people may not like them. I've been following them for years, and I'm basically all in on their stuff, and I don't know. I just really like them. And that might be surprising to some people because it doesn't maybe seem like I would really enjoy that kind of content. But they're probably their whole group, Ethan, Ela, the whole crew, are some of my favorite creators online. And they actually released a video yesterday and today on their podcast where they took the MPI, which is the narcissism test, and then they also took the dark triad, which I took the dark triad over a year ago. But anyways, I think a lot of people that are online maybe score higher on narcissism, but, and this might some people may think whatever, but I score very, very low on all of the dark triads and on the narcissism scale. And so as someone that's been, I don't know, it's like, it's difficult for me to really put myself out there and be on display for people, but at the same time I love like making videos and I love creating things. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's interesting, and I can link the links to those tests. They're really cool, actually. But yeah, so it's difficult. And I know, like, actually talking to a screen, you would think, you know, that would be some type of an indication of something, but let's see. Okay. Hello there. Congrats on your job. Thank you. Flow state. Chill out. You don't owe anyone anything, so you can't let them down. Let's see. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm super ranty. I feel like I want to have more of a whatever to this, but I don't. Okay. Wow. Also, thank you that there's anyone even watching. Like, I feel like, and I know, like Taylor just said, don't feel like you're letting people down. I do, and this is something maybe it's hard for me to like get over, because I do really feel like I've let people down. I mean, I've had people email me, like I've literally had people email me things where they think that I don't care because I don't respond to a comment or something. And I know that like a lot of you guys understand. Sometimes, I don't know. I don't want to like make excuses about anything, but it can be kind of crazy. I don't know. That didn't make sense, but whatever. The Watcher, yeah, we need to keep a close eye on her and monitor regular oxygen level. Yeah, I've told my mom to make sure that she's yeah. Andy, we all are facing challenging times. I've been opening up on social media with customers about my deepest insecurities, my neglect, trauma. It has helped me connect with the community, and so fortunate to have what I experience. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just trying to like read some of these comments. Yeah. The other thing that's been interesting, which I've kind of taken a break from as well, just like over the last week or so, but I've been really enjoying TikTok, and I know that a lot of you guys aren't really active on TikTok, and I understand it because it doesn't really seem like something that people our age would enjoy. It is actually super addictive, and I don't know. I really like TikTok because it doesn't feel as serious, yet I feel like I reach a lot more people on there. Not saying on as deep of a level, but that's kind of cool, like feeling like you're helping more people, or like feeling it's just different on TikTok. I don't know. I like doing silly things, like little skits and stuff, and that's been kind of fun to do. I don't know. But oh my gosh, a rare Sean is in the chat. Hey Sean. Oh my gosh. Sean, I don't know if you heard earlier, but I still do want to revive the podcast. I feel like after Michelle left the podcast, which again, that was her, like, she wanted to leave the podcast, and this was like over a year ago. She had her own reasons. I don't even know like all of the reasons, but we kind of just dropped the ball. Well, we did film some episodes or record some episodes with like another person and Taylor, but those episodes are deleted for different reasons. But yeah, I don't know. I miss the podcast. I miss a lot of things. Yeah. But I agree. I don't know. I feel like in a lot of ways, I feel like YouTube has more of a deeper impact, which I do prefer. Yeah, I agree. So, Sean, I was thinking, yeah, um, I don't know, like, which, sorry, this is kind of like a conversation with Sean right now, live, but I don't know if you would want to revive the podcast, like if you would want to participate. I've thought about just like doing it on my own and just doing like interviews, like even doing interviews at night. Because I'm basically available every day after 8 p.m. And I don't know, I do want to do interviews again, and I think that could be a good medium. I know I have that one channel, but I feel like the podcast makes sense if I want to do like typology interviews. But yeah, you can obviously be a part of it, but I don't know if you want to anymore. I know you're busy as well. But yeah, by the way, Mech is Sean for anyone that isn't following. Where you're probably like, where is Sean in this? But yeah, I kind of if you guys have any questions, let me know. I think I might end this kind of, I mean, early for me on these live streams, but I kind of wanted to just do like an update about different things. I mean, just like a smaller update. Also, I don't know why I do, but I like painting skulls. I painted this one today. I don't know, and also like with a blue background. Just a weird fun fact. Yeah, I agree, Sean. Yeah, I think it just was I mean, we started the podcast with Michelle, and we've tried to like potentially have another person, but it just wasn't the same. dynamic, which I think it's probably good not to try to do the same dynamic. Jackal. Emily, what are your offline hobbies or hobbies you would like to take up? Well, like I was just saying, I painted this little picture of a skull today because I have some weird fascination with painting skulls. This is really dumb, but I was making Christmas cards earlier today. Actually, underneath me is extremely messy right now because I've been like cutting out paper and stuff. This still had the tag on it, but I've been painting. Yeah, I also was following a tutorial, which is like not great, but I've been trying to get better into digital art. And let me go to it. It's really it's definitely not I was following a tutorial earlier in today, and it's not the best. But I'm trying to like get into digital art. But I did this little scene today, and yeah. What is an inner sentence? Yeah, if you guys can see the floor, it's very messy. Very, very messy. I have a whole box of different things. I have different mustaches that I could use on things. Let's see. Oh, guys. I don't know how much I should show of this. Here, I don't know if this is even like super sensitive information on this. It is my birth certificate. I found my birth certificate. Emily Elizabeth Barnes, July 24th, 1993. Sex, female. Manatee County, Florida. I knit. Yeah. Sean. Yeah, we have been doing different things, which I do want to talk more. I don't know. I've been like not so good about like, I've been okay about reaching out to people, but not the best. We definitely have not been really speaking. Oh, gee. Bye. Good night. Let's see. I feel like I've probably shown this before. I don't really have that much art here. This is some weird abstract thing that I did a while back. Just like some weird watercolor thing is upside down. Or I don't know. I do really like art and like, yeah. I also love coffee shops, which obviously with the pandemic that's not something that we can do as much. I also have a ton of stickers. My life is like so fascinating. Let's see. You guys have maybe seen this before. This is me when I was a baby. It says February 20th, 1994. So I would have been a little, how old would I have been? I would have been 7 months old in this photo. This is my mom's dad, and this is my dad, which he does not look anything like me. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a photo of my dad, but this is my dad. I mean, he was like 38. So yeah, my dad looks like he's from the Middle East. Wow, I'm doing a really horrible job of showing this. Okay. Anyways, okay, sorry. That was just really random. Let's see. I think Ryan Harrison, I think it's really sad that manatees get hit with boat propellers. Yeah, that is very sad. I lived on the Manatee River when I was a baby. Alex, what subjects will you talk about on the pod? Yeah. Sean is right. He said, I mean, the potential was limitless with cognitive functions and depth still untouched. Socionics, Enneagram, guess. Yeah, so we started doing a series on socionics, but we kind of butchered. We kind of made it a little too like condensed. But yeah, I really do want to like basically what Sean just said. I think that would be really a cool thing to do. Jackal, Emily, have you ever done a DNA test? Yes, I have. Except for the DNA tested change. I took on an ancestry, and at first it was saying that I had like Middle Eastern, which I'm pretty sure I do. I have Sicilian on my dad's side. That's like why he was so dark. He had black hair and dark skin. And my mom is like very British and Irish and stuff. And my dad does have Irish as well and Russian. Just like a lot of like Eastern, I mean, a lot of Western European and some Eastern European and like maybe some Middle Eastern and then like I think Serbian. That's what my sister said. But yeah, so just like a bunch of different things, but yeah. Yeah, oh, ancestry.com. It's a website. Daniel W. Do you have any music suggestions or anything you've been digging recently? I'm not super. I think I need to be a little bit more adventurous in this upcoming year. I basically listen to very similar things. I mean, I have a wide range of things that I listen to, but I mostly listen to like indie stuff. But I listen to actually a lot of mainstream. I mean, not a lot of mainstream. I listen to like hip hop and rap and stuff as well. So it's like kind of a weird spectrum of like indie and then on the other side of things. Sean, do you feel like YouTube is more straining to create content for than YouTube? Oh, 100% yes. And it's weird because I feel like there's a lot of value with YouTube. The thing about YouTube is like it's very evergreen, and I do feel more of a sense of community on YouTube in general, but I also like feel really guilty on YouTube as well because of not delivering, I feel like. Whereas on TikTok, it's just like, I don't know, I just don't take it as seriously. And I know that that's probably the mentality I should have on YouTube, but I feel like I should take it more seriously. And I think once I do stop not taking it seriously on YouTube, then like things will probably be better. And like I won't have like that sense of whatever. Because for those of you that don't know, I mean, I haven't really posted that much in the last week on TikTok, but TikTok is definitely it's just a completely different platform, and I don't know. For some reason, my TikTok has been like fairly successful for what it is because there's not really many people that are doing like Myers-Briggs or like psychology stuff. But this is my TikTok, which is so different than like my YouTube channel. It's weird having like a following that is, oh, you can't even see it, but I have almost 53,000 followers on TikTok, which is really bizarre. And that doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day, but it is weird like what happens when you do create. I mean, it isn't that weird, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of this stuff is in my head about things, and I've talked about this with like different people, and I shouldn't care, and I shouldn't be worried about certain other people. But on YouTube, it's like, I don't know. I guess what I really like about TikTok is you don't have channels that you're like comparing yourself with. You're like in your own lane. That's something that I really like about TikTok. And I know I don't really compare myself to other channels anymore, but it doesn't even like really give you the opportunity unless you like clicked on someone's profile. The way it's designed, you basically see a For You page and then like you follow certain people so you can like switch back and forth, but it's not like, I don't know. It's not like on YouTube where it's like someone makes a video and then someone else makes a video. On TikTok, it's like you're encouraged to copy people's videos or like make them your own, which I do some of that. I do some of the trends, but I do a lot of like my own content as well. And I don't know, it just feels a lot more fun in that respect, that there isn't like this like pitting against type of thing, which I really don't like. Let's see. There's no consequences on TikTok. You can fail with less of a hit to the ego. That isn't really it. I've never on YouTube, I've never gotten like a ton of views on a video. Maybe there's some videos that have gone like traction over time, but I've never like gone viral on YouTube. I mean, it's very clear. I've never had like a video blow up or like get a significant amount of views compared to like YouTube in general. I think for my channel, I get pretty good views because I think people that are subscribed to my channel typically will watch. Maybe they won't, but like a good amount of people will. And it's just a different thing. And I'm not like saying like, I don't know. I kind of have I've kind of realized that like, and I never went out to make YouTube videos to like try to make them blow up, nor did I like try to go on TikTok and make them blow up either. But on YouTube, I don't know. It's just I feel like more stifled. So I guess it wouldn't even be the case now, but like back when I was making more videos on YouTube and back when the community was smaller, as in there was less people making personality related videos, I was, which I'm not anymore, but at the time I was like one of the bigger creators, or at least mid-sized creators in this area. And I was being compared a lot to other people on YouTube. And I really don't, I mean, I know that that's just going to happen and I can't like help that, but it just, I don't, I don't really enjoy it. And it's not like a thing of, oh, I want to be so different. It's just some people, like I got people where, I mean, there was a point in time where I genuinely loved doing interviews with people. And then it got to a point where I would reach out to certain creators that had maybe a bigger platform, or not even, maybe they had like a smaller platform than me. But because, I don't know, they heard something from someone, or whatever it was, it's like, oh, I don't want to do an interview with you. And that was like, I don't know, I didn't like that. Mostly because of a certain individual I dated. Like, it's like kind of stabbing the Godfather. When you stab the Godfather, everybody's going to notice. And I don't want to think that that still has an effect on my channel now. I don't really think so. It's been 2 years. But I still was getting backlash from that, which is kind of annoying. And that's something I do also like about TikTok. It's because I'm not being compared to certain people or saying that the only reason I have viewers is because I dated someone, which I do really like. Anyways, sorry, that was... Yeah, caring what others think is only going to hold back your creative abilities. A bunch of MBTI Socionics channels on YouTube are snobby. I like yours best. And I'm an INTJ. Well, thank you, Alex. I try not to take a snobby approach. Well, first of all, I don't think of myself as very snobby. Maybe I am, I don't know. But I do think it's good to take like a more, I don't know, not take it too, like take it seriously, but not take it too seriously. I don't really like channels like that either. Sean, yeah, the scene has changed a lot since you first started. Back years ago, the theory was unheard of, not taken seriously. Oh, I know. So, Henry can jump off the bed, by the way. Henry, what do you want? Henry, I know that like a lot of people don't want to type pets. Henry is an ESFP. I'm almost 100% sure about that. And he loves attention. That's why I had him on my lap. He definitely can, I am very aware of him squealing and like, he's literally looking at me wagging his tail. Come on, do you want to come up here? Come here. I guess I can take yous. He can jump off the bed, but he's wanting to just jump into my lap, which is not a thing. But yeah, no, he just wants to be held. Sean likes to believe you can't type pets. I personally think you can. So I guess what's kind of cool about TikTok is like I feel like I can do short form stuff, but I still want to do like more long form stuff on here. I guess what's kind of weird is I think there's been a few people from TikTok subscribed to my channel, and it's just like such a weird mix of audiences because on here I would say most of us are at least in our 20s, maybe 30s, 40s, whereas on maybe even older. On YouTube, I mean on TikTok, it's a bunch of people that are below the age of 20. And a lot of them kind of like look up to me, and that's kind of strange. I'm not used to that, or maybe they don't, but like I have seen that a few times. That's really weird. Um, Feeling like an authority figure. I'm not used to that, and it's gonna be strange like mixing the two. So like if I do ever get people from TikTok that come over here, be nice to them. They're only young people. And yeah. What is it, Poopsie? Also, it's past Henry's bedtime. He usually goes to bed at 9. So he's probably wanting me to go to sleep. Okay. Open Nomo. This is my first time here. Do you teach the typology stuff or want to ask us things? I'm up for participating. Yeah, I mean, you said that you're an INFJ. I do typology stuff on here. I've been a little bit negligent, but I do, and I want to get more into it again. Don't want to like overpromise things, but yeah. How would you go about typing a dog? That's a loaded question. I don't. This is why, like, I think a lot of people would say this is a no. It's like there are certain like physical features of the types, and I'm not saying like certain types look like certain animals. That's definitely not really the case. It's like certain expressions. I don't know. It's also just a personality thing. It's hard to explain, and I know that that's like I wouldn't ever say this when I'm talking about typing a person, but it's like I just know. And like Fleur, my cat, is like a little bit more difficult to type. I felt like Pumpkin, my cat that died, he was totally an ENFJ. But I don't want to like broadcast this too much because I don't want people, I don't know. I personally think you can type animals, but I'm not like advertising that as like fact. Yeah. A bunch of cats are so INTJ. I mean, I think that's like a stereotypical thing. My cat, I don't think I've ever personally had a cat that's an INTJ. Charlie Snow. INFJs are universally frustrating. Make that Chinese TikTok money. I mean, if you want to think that, I mean, so be it. It's not trust me when I say I don't make that much money off of TikTok. I make maybe $1 a day, if that. Well, maybe a couple of dollars sometimes, but yeah, it's nothing much. Much like how YouTube is. So that's why I shouldn't take it seriously. So the thing about TikTok that I think a lot of people don't understand if they have never watched it, it isn't what you think. I agree with Web Wizard. TikTok has staying power. There's a lot of people that have built communities on TikTok. It is the people that I follow on TikTok, they have like a very engaged audience. And it's on subjects that you wouldn't think are like TikTok subjects. Like during the election, I was watching a lot of TikToks, political TikToks, because my background is in international affairs, and I am pretty well versed in politics, even though I don't really talk about it too much. And they also have like psychology stuff, astrology, relationship stuff, finance stuff. It's like anything you can think of. They have it all. Fun fact, I actually did learn Mandarin. Well, I learned a little bit when I mean, up to a certain level, I don't remember it that well. Cat. I'm pretty certain my cat is an INTJ. Hello, what? Hello, someone random. Whispers of the Moon. Can you give anyone advice? Can you give anyone any advice? Sorry, oh my gosh. To anyone wanting to start a MBTI YouTube channel? Well, what advice would I give to someone that was starting an MBTI channel? I think it's good to be original in this niche, because a lot of people, including myself at times, you don't want to and this is why, which a lot of people may not know this, I don't really follow many typology channels anymore. I unsubscribed to a lot of them. I still follow some people like Taylor, Flow State. Obviously, I'm subscribed to Sean's channel and stuff. There's like a very small amount of channels that I still... Henry, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you being a naughty boy? Are you being a naughty little boy? Yeah, I don't watch them. But anyways, apart from that, I think you just... I feel like this is such cliche advice, but I mean, this is almost like giving myself advice starting this channel a few years ago. Be yourself. Don't compare yourself to other typology channels. That is like my number one advice. I think it's good to maybe look into other typology channels when you're first starting and look at, maybe make a list of video ideas as far as things that people find interesting, but you want to be interested in it as well. Don't get discouraged. I think it's good to reply to comments, but don't let like negative comments affect you, because that will happen. You're gonna get negative comments. And don't let the positive comments get to your head. And also just like make sure to do research, because I feel like I haven't really investigated a lot of the typology channels lately, but I feel like there's a lot of channels out there, I might be wrong by this, that aren't actually that well versed in typology or MBTI. I think if you just started learning about this stuff in the past year, I think you could still make a channel, and I don't want to discourage people that are like new to typology from making a channel, but just know that you're not going to know everything in that time frame. And some people might argue with me and disagree with that, Um, I find it very interesting when people have only been studying it for like a year or two or like a few years. It's not the same as like studying it for like a long period of time, because I feel like it's really important to have both the theoretical knowledge but the in-person knowledge of like actually knowing people in person that have certain personality types and really interacting with people. um I don't know. I think also when it comes to MBTI, you want to, I think there's a lot of people on YouTube that try to have like some type of really informative tone of voice when they're delivering information. I think the biggest thing is you want people to really understand the content or like what you're trying to say. And I don't always do the best at this, but I think it's better to have like quality content and really like put some good thought and research into things, but not necessarily coming off as pretentious. Just like being able to understand it and deliver it in a way that other people will be able to understand it in layman's terms, and not like get too theoretical. You can, but I don't know. There's just enough of that out there. I don't know if that really answered the question, but really just have fun with it. There's a lot of like parody stuff out there too. It just depends on what you want to do. Henry, Poodleist, what are you doing? Do you want to go to bed? Anyways. Sorry for the advice. Sean, I feel like if you don't treat YouTube like a business nowadays, you will be average at best. But really, it's better to be small and have fun than hate your channel and treat it like a business. The thing is, this is so weird. I've never treated YouTube as a business. I get that. Like, I totally get that, which I'm really, like, I feel like I'm so, I, this is like, well, I don't think, I really wish I did have someone in my life that, was able to like manage this stuff a lot better. That like kind of knew things that I was like kind of understood this side of things, but I just don't, especially with COVID. I can't really be around people anyways. But I really do struggle to make good business decisions as far as like my channel goes and stuff. I've been offered a lot of sponsorships lately, and I think it's partly because of my TikTok account, but also for YouTube. And I'm very bad at advertising that. I have a Patreon that I've never published, never like made the tiers for. I've like done a lot of that stuff that are like, that's more businessy, that I probably should put out there, but I feel so weird doing that. And I know that like by offering those things, it doesn't mean that like I'm selling out or that people would see me as whatever, because a lot of people do that kind of stuff, and it's not like I don't see people differently for doing that. I just feel weird offering services, but I also know that like I really enjoy content creating. And I do want to make it a business at some point. But yeah, basically my point is I don't really treat this like a business. I never have, and I probably should. And not in a sense of like coming down to the determination of like, oh, this will be my full-time job, but more of like I need to set schedules and stuff and like have a consistent schedule for making videos, because again, I do enjoy it. It's just my biggest thing is not like necessarily getting in that business mindset or lack thereof. It's more of the not getting over that like mental hump of like thinking that nobody cares. And I know that that's like I really don't like expressing that because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, I care," or whatever, just because I said that. But it really is something that I do struggle with. I do struggle with the idea of like, what's the point? Like, I've made a video about this. Henry, what are you doing? Henry, come here. Come here. Should we go get Flare? All right, so you guys are probably gonna see my messy ground. Maybe. It's very messy. I'm gonna go get my cat. Okay. So I'm back with both of these little kitties and puppies. And they're so cute. And they're so good, right? I actually want to make... I definitely, since Fleur basically is in my room 24/7 besides using the restroom and eating, by choice, by the way, I do not keep her captive here. She just likes being with me. I do want to like incorporate her in videos more. Anyways, sorry. I always take the stance that you should like what you're doing, but my point stands that YouTube is extremely competitive if you're optimizing for viewership. I think the biggest thing with YouTube, this is also as far as advice goes for Whispers of the Moon. The biggest key to YouTube and starting a channel is consistency. And this is coming from someone that has been highly inconsistent for the past 1.5 to 2 years of my YouTube career. It's like amazing that I even have any viewers right now. Consistency is king. Even if you post one video a week, the best thing to do is to post a video a week at least and have a certain day and time that you post. And I know that, and I know that that's like really important, yet I'm very bad at doing that, and I want to be better about it because I do care about YouTube. But that is the best way to grow on YouTube, and it's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes it does take a year or two to even grow a little bit. But if you're consistent, that's going to really be a lot for things. Whoa. God. Like trying to navigate with these two in my hand. Flair's like, I don't want to be next to Henderson's. Flair is my little hat. Whoa. What's wrong? What is it, my babies? What is it, my little babies? Also, guys, Fleur has very long claws. I don't know if you guys can see, but she has extremely long claws that she does not hurt me with. She's just a goods. She's just a goods. This is so fun. Okay. Look, we have 2 of them together. By the way, they're friends. If you can't tell. Henry's obsessed with Fleur. Oh, Henry. Little poopsel. Okay, sorry. I'm really scattered. Anyways. Oh, they're playing. That's funny. Oh my gosh, Austin. I owe some of my YouTube channel success to Emily. That's very sweet of you. Oh my gosh, that's super sweet. Whispers of the Moon. I think you'd be very popular doing vlogs and accepting sponsorships, Emily. I probably should. I've kind of accepted some sponsorships. I'm just really bad at actually doing them, which isn't good because like the people that reach out to this for the sponsorships, they're wanting me to actually do them. There's actually a few that are kind of pestering me about promoting, and I'm really bad about doing that because I feel weird about it, but I also realize that I probably should. As a fellow INFJ, I understand completely on the business relationship. Oh, looks like they're playing. This is kind of cute. You guys are getting some of the they're playing in the background. They do play. They love playing with each other. Fleur's a little bit taller than Henry, but Henry probably weighs more than Fleur. Okay. Why does it help to post at a specific day / time? Again, this is coming from someone that is very inconsistent. So like, do as I say, not as I do, as I say, not as I do, or as I've done. But it's just as far as like keeping an audience, because YouTube doesn't always push out when new videos come out. Henry looks very suspicious, almost like he's gonna use the restroom. Henry, what are you doing? Are you just sniffing around, or what are you doing? Are you looking at Mrs. Fleur? It just like builds consistency, and like your audience is going to know when you're gonna post. Like in my head, I have like a ideal posting time and days and stuff. I'm just like really bad about actually doing it because I get really in my head about it. And yeah. But it is good because people will expect, like if you post every Tuesday at 1 p.m., people expect that. Like when I was, I mean, this is from other YouTubers that I got this information, but a good example of my own is when I first started YouTube, especially when I was working at a certain job, I would basically go in my car and I would make a video in that hour and I would upload it. Like I would make a video and upload it within that hour on my lunch break. And it was very consistent. It would be like every day, every Monday through Friday at, let's say, 2 p.m. or something. And I do think that my channel really started to grow during that time. What do you think most of your viewers MBTI types are mostly? I'm not sure now, but I would say a lot of people that watch my channel, from my experience, are either INFJ, INTJ, or INTP. I would say that's like the majority of the people, at least in the comments that I see. I think I do have quite a bit of, like, it makes sense that I have a lot of INFJ viewers, but I think I have like a good amount of INTJ viewers. And I think it's because I do feel like I know the INTJ personality really well. on a like not just theoretical basis, but like in person, because a lot of, well, not a lot, but two of my really close, well, best friends are INTJs, and I've had interactions, like intimate, not on a romantic scale necessarily, but like close interactions with INTJs. And I've had like INTJ roommates, friends, different things. So, and I've dated an INTJ before. So I think that's probably it, because I have made videos about them more. But Austin, I think you should do a video on personality and tarot. Oh, yes. Why did I forget it? Lotus Vines, I also think that I do have a good amount of INFp viewers as well. So I guess like all of the intuitive introverts, I feel like I have. Those are like the majority of my audience. Sean, we missed the make a random video in the car videos. Yeah. That's why I grapple with, maybe I will have a different, I don't know. I don't want to I don't want to. I thought, okay, this is what I'm kind of thinking. And I don't know. I feel like this is just like this. I don't want to like, I'm saying this out loud, but I don't want to like make it Emily's definitely doing this, because I don't want to disappoint people. Not saying that people would be that disappointed, but this channel, I want to have more like, sorry, I like burped in my mouth. I want to do like more, I guess, I want to do typology stuff, and some other psychology stuff. Sorry, I keep on like burping. Sorry. I want to do like, I've wanted to do certain skits, like comedic skits about the typology community, or just like typology stuff, like 16 personality stuff, for like a few years, actually, before I even started this channel. And I've told people about it before. I've even told a notorious person that has made a lot of 16 personalities videos, told him some of my ideas well before he ever made any videos, but that's neither here nor there. I feel like, I don't know if those videos are even like a trend anymore, or like, which I don't care about them being a trend, but if people even make those kind of videos anymore. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't give a shit if they do or not. Not in that way, but like, I just want to do certain videos because I think they're fun. I want to do like this series on dating, like with different types, doing like weird, stupid things that I'm gonna like make smaller videos on TikTok about it, and then like make longer form videos on YouTube. So it's gonna kind of coincide with like the TikTok stuff, because I do like comparison videos on TikTok where I do like INTJ versus INFJ or stuff like that, and it's just like more bullet point stuff. Whereas I want to do, I don't know, just more deep stuff, which I guess I've already been doing. And then revive the podcast channel, doing a lot of interviews on there, typology interviews. And then maybe having another channel where I just do random content. And maybe that will be like more conclusive of like the weird, I do want a channel where I don't really care as much about like what I put out, and just kind of weird whatever stuff. So maybe that will be the channel. Anyways. That spontaneity was lost in your channel, then rediscovered in your TikTok content. Yeah. It's also hard to compare because like I guess it all boils down to I think my biggest step back is really like feeling like who cares, but also feeling like I have a certain number of people that watch on this channel and feeling a little bit like I need to like try not I need to make them proud. Not like proud, but like not let them down in some way. So it's like this weird toggling between. And when I made those videos in my car, I didn't really have that many viewers really at the time. And I didn't really feel like that sense. I think there definitely was like a weird divide that happened in like content creation. I don't know where that happened. I think it was when, I don't know. But yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, Whispers of the Moon. I do want to do. So actually, I was thinking about doing a video about empaths. I hate the term empath. Like I think this is a controversial statement and I'm going to explain it in my video more. I mean, I can explain it now, but I think that a lot of people that describe themselves as empaths are actually narcissists. Like, I mean, not everybody that describes themselves as an empath. And I do see this differently than saying, like, you have empathy for people or, like, you're empathetic. I think people that are like, I'm an empath. I think people that say that, I don't trust people that say, oh, I'm an empath. Like, I really do not trust people that say that. I actually feel like that is a very good sign. I mean, anybody that I've heard say that outside of like a context of just learning the term. Actually, Sean, I've heard a lot of men. I mean, I've heard women too, but I've heard a lot of men use that term. What is it, Mrs.? Come here. I wasn't talking to you, Henry. I wasn't talking to little boys. Fleur. Fleur. Fleur, come here. Henry, is your name Fleur? Come on. Fleur. Prettiest babies. Fleurist. Come here. Wow. Fleur, it's so weird how Fleur is all black, so you can't even see her eyes. She looks like a little shadow. Oh my gosh, Chaz! Hello. Okay. Don't separate by gender. Personality-wise, man and woman are identical. Actually, I would disagree. And I'm not saying, like, I think there's, you know, obviously there are men that maybe fall more in the female side of things, and then there are women that fall in the more masculine side of things. But there is a distinction within personality and gender, and I've never gone into this before, but there's a few things that I do want to go into on this channel. One of them actually being, and I think this would be a really interesting video, is actually going into the dynamics of like, this is in socionics terms, but I think a lot of people would find this very helpful. The different relationship styles of the different personality types, because every single personality type has a different relationship style with one another. And it's really interesting, and I feel like it tells a lot about like how types interact, especially in relationships and dating, that I think could be pretty, I don't want to say profound, but it could be. I found it kind of profound when I learned about this. What? What is it, Mrs.? Sorry. What is it? Whoa. My little hat. Okay. I don't know why I like putting Fleur on my head, but I do. She's very cute. Okay. Sean, they have completely different reproductive strategies, which manifest through personality. Yes, and well, I don't want to get into a debate about this, but well, right now, I mean, it's just factually. If you look up how many genders there are scientifically, there isn't just two biological genders. And I'm not someone that's like super whatever, but like scientifically, there are more than two genders. There have been many people that have gone different cases, but that's neither here nor there. That's not really the point of this. In Socionics, especially, they do separate the genders for personalities, and I think there's obviously always an outlier, but I think there is something to be said about it. It's really interesting, actually. Whispers of the Moon. A lot of people who say they're an empath are not, but there are some genuine signs of being one. I've written an article about this. This ex of yours isn't one, but I think he's learning to be. Is that what the article's called, or are you just saying that about my ex? I mean, as far as him and stuff goes, I don't keep in touch with him. I don't know anything about him really anymore. But I'm talking about, and that is not who I'm referring to, but I've spoken to a lot of people in person, like older and younger, and just people talking about empaths. I don't know. I do think that there are people that truly understand the term. Like I've talked to like psychologists that use the term empath, and I think it's used in a fairly it's used in a correct way. It's just like when people throw around the word narcissist. A lot of people want to say that people are a narcissist when they're not. Like, there's a lot of people that are, just because you have a certain... Okay, I'm going to let Fleur out. Henry, you're not going out. Come here. Come here. Oh. Okay, go Betty's. Go Betty's. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna end this probably soon, just because I think Henry really wants to go to bed. It's really past his bedtime. He typically goes to bed at 9. But yeah, I think empath and narcissist are both tossed around a lot. Most people that are deemed as narcissists, I don't think are actually narcissists. I personally do know a handful of real narcissists, and it doesn't mean that they're horrible people. I actually have some people that are very close to me that are narcissists. And I'm not saying that it's not challenging. It's definitely challenging to be around someone that is a narcissist, like a legitimate narcissist. But same thing, a lot of empaths are not actually empaths. I think some of those people are actually extremely selfish, and they want to be perceived as like these very helpful people and stuff, and they want to be validated for being like nice, kind people or whatever. I don't know. But I would like to look at your article. Jackal. I think without people understanding MBTI and stuff, things that like INFJ or INFp might think they are, they would be psychic or empathetic. So I think INFJs are empathetic. Like that is natural. Anybody that is especially someone that has high extroverted feeling, you're going to be more empathetic. But just because you are empathetic, I don't think makes you what would be considered a empath. There's just a difference in terminology, I guess. I don't know. But that's just, and maybe that's wrong, but Andrew Patterson. FI or FE feeler. Could do a video on male feeler types. Yeah, that's a good idea. Andrew Patterson. Please watch lectures on objective personality. Okay. I will commit to watch objective personality at some, I don't know. I mean, I've never watched their videos actually. I think I've watched like a clip of one of their videos before. And I do eventually want to interview what's his name? Dave Superpowers or whatever. At some point. I think that would be like good because I do think that he has a good amount of knowledge in the subject. I don't find objective personality from my experience, and again, I can't really say because I've never watched their videos, but as far as like their typing system from what I know, because I have like looked into things, I don't find them particularly objective. And this isn't like something to, and I've actually heard of a lot of people mistyping from them, and I'm not saying that like I would necessarily do any better, but I don't think that their system is that objective. I guess I can't really criticize too much on that, but they've taken a lot of information or like heard a lot of information from other sources, which is good. But what I'm referring to in gender is actually from Socionics, and Socionics predates objective personality by a few decades. And that's where I'm specifically taking information from. I think, I'm not sure if Dave took anything from Socionics, but it is eerily similar in some respects because Socionics did facial recognition of the types and gender and subtyping and all that stuff before his system came around. And I personally think that Socionics is better than any system on the market. The unfortunate thing about Socionics is it isn't, and this is why I do need to make Socionics videos. It just feels like this big behemoth of things to do. Like it feels like such a huge task and I don't want to mess it up. But Socionics hasn't done a really good job of explaining itself in layman's terms. And I think that's what Socionics is missing. So I probably should watch some of their videos, but I probably won't go by their system because I just disagree with like their synopsis, their like hypothesis, I guess. But I guess I should be more open to it. Austin, I do think that you are an empath. I mean, I guess I really can't place judgments on that, but I do think you are one of those that I think you actually are. How to tell if you are really an empath? Okay. Okay. Ibrahim, I'm not super familiar with what you've done on Socionics. I love Jack. I think Jack has a lot of, great stuff. He is not good at simplifying things. And I'm not saying this in like a mean way. He's just, okay, so he understands Socionics obviously super well. He is one of the biggest experts out there in the world. But his level of understanding Socionics is way up here, and he's trying to explain it at this level to people. I mean, even though he thinks he's explaining it at like maybe this level, he's explaining it at like this higher level. And personally, and maybe he's gotten better about this, but even some of his introductory videos, it isn't like super straightforward. And I think maybe Jack knows that. I don't know, but it isn't super. Again, I understand his videos. I like his videos. But people that are getting into socionics that have no knowledge in socionics, they're not going to necessarily like follow all of the terms that he's speaking about. That's just my opinion, but also I've heard this from many people as well. Did you see his PowerPoints? No, I haven't. But I also don't think that PowerPoints are like the best way of representing socionics or a way of engaging people. I don't think generally PowerPoints are the best way of like drawing in people to listen to things. I'm being a bit of a critic right now, and I don't want like I'm not trying to like bash Jack because I think he is extremely knowledgeable in socionics. It's super clear that he is. It's just not on a wider scale as far as reaching people that have no knowledge in socionics, personally. Do you usually listen to person's words or other forms of communication when interacting, such as tone and actions? And this is why it's really difficult during this pandemic. I don't remember the percentage, but I want to say it's like a very high percentage of communication is nonverbal, meaning tonality, the way that you're interacting, body language, all of that is a lot more indicative about someone. That's why like you can't really get to know someone online. You can kind of get to know someone better through video, but it's very difficult to get to know someone on the phone or via text. I don't know. It's also really weird, and I experience this with interviews as well, but it's way more extreme in person. Personally, it's like I can feel someone, and this sounds really weird, but like when I used to do the interviews, I really felt like I could feel like some energy coming from the screen, which I know sounds like really like strange. And you just can't really get that via text. I hate texting. I think text is like the worst form of, not the worst form of communication, but like if you're trying to really understand someone's point of view, you're not going to get the emotion. I don't know. I think being in person with someone and nonverbal communication is a lot more important, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, I probably should go. I didn't think I was going to be on here for so long. I always do this with lives, but it's been really nice making this video, and I hope you guys are staying safe. Sorry. Also, I'm allergic to cats, which I've obviously been handling the cats. And I'm allergic to dogs, but just not as much. Yeah. I don't want to overcommit or make any promises, but I'm going to just do some stuff. And if you guys have any questions, also, I know that some people do email me, and I'm always very bad about emailing people back. Maybe I won't always be this way, but up until this point, I'm way more responsive on Instagram. You don't need to follow me. You don't need, like, that isn't necessary. But if you ever want to just message me, Instagram is a good place to contact me, because even though I don't always post on Instagram, I do check messages somewhat frequently. Oh my gosh. Sean, you'll do a car video? Good, thanks. Good night. I don't know. Maybe I'll do, yeah, I might. I don't know. Anyways, all right, so I'm gonna get going, and I hope you guys have a great day. And thank you again for watching and being supportive and sweet. Oh my gosh. Wow, this info is not right. I just looked at like the info. Oh, I hate that I have this as like a preset. I'm not 25, I'm 27. Okay. Anyways. like I always do with live videos, I am gonna unlist this video at a certain point, just because I've been trying to unlist live videos. I don't know. Anyways. Jackal. Yeah, I like car videos, but I don't want to do it on this channel really. I might do like a more vloggy style channel that I can just like upload whatever. But I want to do a little bit more, not professional, but like more cohesive stuff on this channel. But anyways, things are going to come. 2020 is going to be a lot better. I hope you guys are doing okay. And 2021, oh, okay, 2021 is going to be better. 2020 has been crazy. I know it's been like this for a lot of people. It really feels like life has been on hold for this year. And that's okay. We'll get better. We'll get through it. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. And thank you again for watching. I hope that you guys are staying safe. But yeah, I'm going to get going. All right, bye.